Sad sports Twitch show. It's Overwatch. I don't care about Overwatch. Why would anyone care about Overwatch these days? It's the old news. Hello, Anissa. Ad-free watching of Overwatch. Oh boys, I'm trying to see if the stream's actually displaying properly. Twitch. Don't care about your ads. Thank you. There we go. I swear, every single time Twitch does that, it's a longer ad. There you go. There's all that set up. I have a Bobble Hat. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do this stream, but I have a Bobble Hat. That's all I really care about. It's very cute. I didn't really think this through. I just decided, oh, I'm gonna do Splatoon, and then I saw I had a Bobble Hat, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a Bobble Hat. It is Tenacity. I want a Tenacity hat. So now I'm working on a Bobble Hat. Hello, Jadens. I might have already said that. I don't know. My brain's kind of running a mile a minute tonight, and I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna do match Turf War. Get this stream going. Might not stick with Turf War. I might hop into like League or something. I don't know. I'll do something. I need to get past a little bit of my Splatoon rust. Ow. Yeah, I slept for about that much earlier as well, honestly, because I had quite the bout of insomnia. Basically meant I couldn't sleep for whatever reason, and I don't know why. Hey, Rand. No, this is stream time. It's 1 AM my time. It's my normal stream time. Aha! Killed the blaster! Ow. Possibly time change? I don't know. I don't know when time change happens around the world. Or it might just be your clock decided to go on a vacation, and it's like, nah, it's totally an hour a while ago. Wouldn't know. I wasn't even streaming yesterday. I do apologize for that. I was not in a good mental place to be streaming. So I just didn't. Which is my usual, you know, thing I do. If I don't feel like I'm in a good place mentally to stream, I don't. I just don't do it. Rather than hurt the stream, I just don't stream. Which I feel is probably a good policy to have. No, it's just I've never been properly diagnosed, but the best thing, the best correlation I could give is that I occasionally suffer from PTSD symptoms from abuse in my past, and that can get in the way of doing things. And I will agree, streaming all the time is kind of taxing. But at the same time, it's also too enjoyable for me to want to stop. So... There we go. Finally got a point sensor going. I like this little pillar. This is a nice pillar. Well, that was the worst throw ever. Bugger. Ow. That's the first time I died that game. No, it wouldn't be. I think I died one more time before that. I don't think I got any kills either, Anissa. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, no. I didn't get a single kill. Yeah, it's fine if you join Rand, it's just turf. Yeah, that is true, Jaden's. Kills really don't matter that much in turf. They can matter if, you know, one team is immensely better at killing than the other team, but pretty sure he was using some kind of blaster. I think it was a regular blaster of some variety. It had inkjet, that's all I particularly know. Ow. Well, to be fair, you still do get points for splatting people. Just only if you're covering in turf with their explosion. We appear to have an AFK. It is fine. That is a charger. Cowardly charger. Ow. Fun fact, in a earlier build of Splatoon, the first Splatoon, and this was found out via people, of all things, data mining, I think it was Mario Maker. They found just a legit gun. So there was some early version of Splatoon where you could use just a legit gun, and people are assuming it was the regular blaster. I forget if that was one of the things that was found via data mining Splatoon itself, or if it came from Mario Maker, because there is a lot of unused content in Mario Maker for Splatoon. Which is weird, but I know why it happens. That did not look like we won, but okay. What am I gonna get? I mean, I guess quick respawn. Yep. It's Scallop. I'm gonna use... I don't know. Want something that wants... Something that still wants to build its special. How about a mini Splatling? Yeah. Oh, mini Splat. I'll just downgrade the Splatling to a smaller size. I mean, you're still doing well, Anissa. It's just... Yeet is Anissa. Ow. Well, there goes my attempting to be a thorn in everyone's side. It didn't exactly work out so well. Ow. Maybe I shouldn't keep going the same way every time. But hey, my one little sub of quick respawn helped. I did a thing with it. Oh jeez. Yeah, jeez. That is a lot of main power-up for an H3. Alright, Anissa. Fair enough. True, but you lose out on the kill sound. And that's the only reason to play the H3, is to get that satisfying kill sound. It's the only weapon that's made me want to aim better so I can hear that kill sound. Yeah, but if you're after, say, accuracy, well, turf coverage and ink armor anyway, you may as well just grab the Kensa undercover. As much as I don't like that thing. Ow. Alright, Anissa. And hello, Cotton Plant. Ow. It'd probably help matters if I was good with this thing, but I'm not. Ow. I feel kind of bad anytime I grab the splatter shot, because I know so many people main this thing, and I butcher it. I'm so bad with it. I mean, I suppose I still turf well with it. Ow. I think I misread Cotton's name. It's occurring to me now. I'm not good at reading names. Ow. I get the feeling I should have picked a different tenacity hat. Like, one that had a bonus towards gaining, like, run speed. But it didn't. It may get little from it, but I'm used to having an extra main and 2 subs of run speed. So... Oh, you know it's not gonna roll the third. On any of them. Because that's just how this game works. My light just flickered. That's not good. Ow. Yeah, I mean, that probably happens. Well, that's bound to happen to everybody, I should say. Like, I imagine if I wasn't streaming it, I probably wouldn't be playing Splatoon myself. Because I have just played it so much. But it's fun streaming it, so... Ow. I got that going for me. Yeah, I mean, that is also an option of, like, you could basically just take a break from playing until the Splatfest. And then pop back in for the Splatfest. And show those turtles what for! Yeah, that is legitimately a thing. Even the worst games are fun when you're playing them with friends. Ow. Which is why, as much as I don't like Borderlands 2, I've still beaten the game because I played through it with a friend. Complaining the whole way because I didn't like the game, but it was still fun to play through it. Mostly because I was, you know, we were just bantering back and forth. As you do. Ow. I mean, you could vary things up by, like, playing Deltarune. It's a cool game on the Switch. It's free. I mean, we had a disconnect, so... Yeah, I'm gonna normal set. I also still really have to finish Breath of the Wild. But part of me wants to find every Korok. And I really don't want to go through the trouble of finding every Korok. They drove me mad before. I don't need this again. I was looking for one of the ores for whatever reason. I think it was, the amber. The one that can commonly appear under rocks. So I was walking along, picking up rocks, and I swear, every second rock I picked up was Korok! There's just a Korok there! It's like, why? Go away, you little gremlins! Ow. It's just... Koroks were neat, and then I realized just how many of them there are. Which I think was about the general response most people had to Korok's existence. Ow. Though I have to ask, for those here who have played, you know, a lot of Breath of the Wild, do you bother with stamina upgrades? Or do you just carry a page of stamina recovery items? You have killed someone questioning. Ow. Ow. A sniper that can actually land hits? What is this? The only time with Breath of the Wild I ever looked anything up was the Garuda Divine Beast. Purely because it was frustrating me, and I will forever stand that is just a badly designed Divine Beast. You can get yellow stamina very easily, too. Both are easily obtained. But hearts are something that you really, at least in my opinion, like, you don't really want to be attempting to recover mid-fight. Meanwhile, stamina, you're just using it to climb things. See, as you might be able to guess, me myself, I don't go for any stamina upgrades. I go pure hearts. And then I just carry a page of stamina recovery items, usually ones that give yellow stamina because they fill your stamina and give you extra. I've actually been considering doing something with that game. I legit love it. And I know multiple people that hate it because it's not an RPG, and how dare it have the Paper Mario in its name and not be an RPG. It's like, guys, it's still a good game. It still has RPG mechanics. It's just doing things differently. And has a really awesome story. I've heard so many things about Paper Mario Sticker Star, and I've never played it. I've seen advertisements for it. I have its Nintendo Power issue. It came with stickers. It was awesome. The stickers are still in the magazine because I didn't take them out. Because I'm like that. Especially because it was shortly after that, you know, Sticker Star got announced, that Nintendo announced they were canceling Nintendo Power, and it's like, oh, well, okay then. I kind of regret taking the plastic coverings off a few of them now. As much as I was legitimately reading through them. to see what was coming. And it's like, oh, okay. I've played all of the Paper Marios except Sticker Star. At least as far as I know. I've played them all. So I've played Thousand Year Door, I've played the first one, I've played Super Paper. I've just not played Sticker Star. Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing to do if you're getting bored of it, Anissa, is just give it a bit of a break. So when you come back, it'll be fresh. Darn it! I don't know locations by name. I know locations by direction the location is in. Like, I know how to get to places just by, okay, it is along, you know, the road to the west or whatever from the starting area. I mean, they didn't look all that garbage to me, Curbs. Hello, Ryan. I won't ask why. I will note, I did get kicked out of a French class once for saying merde. It's the F word in French, if I remember correctly. Which means technically I did just break a stream rule, but technically I broke 2 of them because of non-English, but I'm the host. I can do that occasionally. Fucker. I'm already demonetized. I don't care. Legitimately, I've had monetization on my channel before. Twice. And it's been taken away. Twice. Not even due to me doing anything, but YouTube changing their policies. Which is the most annoying thing ever. Ow. Though I have also, and I've mentioned this before, but I have been considering, at some point, like, taking basically, like, a week and just doing a full playthrough of the first two Learn Japanese to Survive games. The ones for hiragana and katakana. Because both of those can be learned in roughly about a weekend. So it'll probably take me about a week. I'm a bit of a slow learner. I just don't know if there'd actually be any interest in watching that. Because anyone watching would, in theory, be able to learn along with me. To some degree. I might, like, make videos of it. I don't know. There are so many things I want to stream. And a lot of them are waiting on me finishing up Tulip, which will require me being awake during a day stream. Because if I miss one of those, I don't want to, like, not do one of the more popular things I stream. Though I might just, one of these days, just do Tulip anyway, if I miss a day stream. Because we're so close to being done with that game. Ow. Get him, little arrow spray! I don't know who actually got him, but someone got him. Ow. High roller. Hello, Fox. Ow. I've done one in the past, but it wasn't very popular, so I kinda canned the idea of going back to it, but I might again in the future at some point. Because it was at a time when my stream itself wasn't very popular, so... And no one really likes change, and up to that point, I had basically done almost nothing but Splatoon 2. And now I'm suddenly doing Breath of the Wild? Yeah. Well, then sleep, Fox. I mean, it seems like probably the best thing to do. If you're tired, then sleep. Have a good night. I feel like my title is a lie now because I'm not wearing the Bobble Hat anymore. I should put the Bobble Hat back on after this one. We have 3 varieties of bucket, two of which are technically identical but have different color schemes, and an umbrella. Undercover isn't for fighting, I'm told. Ow. Hi, Ryan. I mean, I joke about that, but I do kind of agree. The undercover really isn't for fighting, it's for chip killing. Which it does do decently well, so I mean... I still kind of wish it had, like, 5 more damage. Actually, no, 5 would probably put it into a different... Yeah, can't be 5. 2 more damage. That would work. That would keep it from being in a completely different bracket for kill speed. And would help it get kills a little easier. 5 would reduce the number of shots it would need to kill. Though, on average, it would still probably be about the same number, just given a lot of shots are not meat shots. Ow. I mean, Twitch could use more viewers. It's wherever you want to be, really. It's kind of why I stream on both. I have it that way so people can watch wherever they want to. You want to watch on Twitch? Watch on Twitch. Watch on YouTube? Watch YouTube. I would love to get affiliate on Twitch, though. Would be really nice. Freshness bonus! It's okay, Cotton. Now both of my undercovers are super fresh. I very much like to forget that the Kensa exists. There's a good chance the puppy sees the cat as another puppy. Just a much skinnier puppy. That's potentially smaller. Now you're just gonna talk to yourself. Oh, Ryan, I can't say much. I talk to myself a lot. See, we've had a lot of puppies over my life. And one big dog who thought he was a puppy, and it was the best thing ever. His name was Demon. He did not fit that name. He sounded vicious, but he wasn't. He was like the most lovable little being ever. And he thought he was the size of a puppy. And he routinely reminded everyone of that by attempting to sit on laps. Darn it. No, my plan! I do legit, though, talk to myself, because I find it's a good way to work out if a problem I'm having is actually a problem. Because sometimes you just need to hear what you're having a problem with to be like, oh, okay, that's kind of dumb that I'm having issues with this. So I will often talk to myself. Ow. Yeah, back to the topic of doggos. At one point, we had like 5 dogs. I think it might have actually been more than that. 5 dogs, 3 cats. Wait, no, it was 4 cats at that point. Up until very recently, we had 2 dogs. And 2 cats. Now we only have 1 dog. Because my old boy met the end of his life. He had a good life, though. He was a happy boy. He was a Malamute Golden Retriever. So, giant, fluffy bundle of love. And he wasn't even meant to be my dog, he just claimed me. Which was great. He was bought for my sister, but nope, he claimed me. But yeah, puppies tend to have a thing with cats. And cats don't like it, because they know what puppies become. And they're like, oh geez, no. Not these things. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the heavy with the Bobble Hat. I need the Bobble Hat. Yeah, there is a lot of times where, like, I'll talk to myself after just being in a... More with myself, it's more of just having just been in an argument. And I'm more just venting to myself. Especially when the other person is clearly wrong, but they will not... You know, they refuse to acknowledge it. Good examples of this come from, you know, when one of my older brothers decided to try to lecture me on how something in StarCraft 2 worked in the midst of my attempt to become a competitive StarCraft player. And I knew what he was saying was absolutely wrong, but he refused to acknowledge that I could be right. Yeah, I guess this room just does not want to change, but there's so many people in here already. It's like, I don't want to, like, leave and try and find a different room. Yeah, that's kind of how my cat became my cat. Her name was Pee-wee. She was small. Her name was only Pee-wee because that's all she would respond to. But, like, when I was, like, 5, my mother just found her in the driveway, and she just kind of moved in. I don't think we have quite enough people to do a full private lobby, though. I mean, we'd only have, like, 4 people, so it'd be 2v2s. Ow. Yeah, that cat. She had such an innocent-sounding name. She would go toe-to-toe with dogs and just stand her ground. She had no fear whatsoever. Yeah, I don't tend to use public transport there, Jaden's. Partially because of people like that. And also, the few times I have used public transport, I've run into many people who disagree with the fact that I sit with my legs apart. It's almost as if I have a sensitive organ between my legs that I really do not wish to be crushing. I don't even sit with my legs that far apart. Like, they're still in line with my shoulders, they're just open. So it's not like they're taking up any space that I wouldn't already be taking up. I scored terribly that game. Got 7 kills, though. So there's that. And I'm gonna do one more game, and then I'm gonna get to that front quest. Just in case this is the one that it lets Ryan in on. Yep. I was about to back out. And then I remembered. I kind of wish there was a way of turning off the Blood Moon cinematic in Breath of the Wild there. Because, like, I get you can skip it, but I kind of wish I could just not have to see it after the first time. You haven't really missed much, Rand. Just talk about animals. And talking to ourselves. And me scoring like 500 in a game. Which is atrocious, and I should be very ashamed of this. Darn it! I am so bad at aiming. But yeah, after this one, I'm gonna back out and get to that frontal quest. Yeah, I was about to say, you might want to just wait one game. Did no one booyah for that? I think everyone was dead. Ow. But still. Oh, we have beacons? Are they good beacons? No, they are not good beacons. See, I would do that, Ryan, but I don't want to have, like, the wait timer for people just watching the stream. That's why I don't tend to, like, rejoin with people. Like, rejoin old rooms. Because then it's possibly 3 minutes of just sitting around looking at a screen saying, you'll be in around 3 minutes, maybe, hopefully. It'd be better if I could just, you know, accept the friend request from in-game and not get disconnected. But Nintendo does not like that. They're like, how dare you accept a friend request? That there's a good enough chance that you could have just gotten from, you know, in-game, because that's an option. But no. No, can't have that. Alright, Cotton. You should probably eat if you haven't eaten yet. I should probably eat more, because I haven't eaten much today. But that can wait till after the stream. Hello, Princess Jenna. feels so lonely down here. There's no one down here. I guess I'll just keep walking forward. There's no one down here. Someone! Have a spirit bomb! I think they died. Yeah, they died. Well, they had a spirit bomb. I gave them a spirit bomb. I hope they liked it. Ow. I don't think they liked it. I think that was the person. Well, I mean, what else was I supposed to do? There was no one coming to play with me down here. Ah! I see you! I don't even know why I'm wearing a tenacity hat with a heavy splatling. Like, it doesn't seem like the best thing to be wearing. I'm wearing a tenacity hat. I mean, in the first game it worked, but that's because the maps were smaller and the heavy splatling was very much quite a sniping weapon. But in this, the maps are bigger. Well, tenacity is good, but it's better on longer range weapons. Like, I should be using a jet squelcher, honestly. It's free special charge. That's pretty good. I get the feeling this room isn't really changing around any. Seacurbs, there's one problem with just running special charge up. Let's say you are using, let's say, well, say an E-liter. You're not gonna want to waste shots building up your special. And if you're an E-liter, you are well in the back, likely not dying while your team is. You're getting upwards of 8 points a second worth of special charge for free, while you're continuing to do things as well. That's kind of what I mean by it works better on longer range weapons. No bubbles. Darn it, I can't actually climb that. good throw me. Ow. A little late, teammate. But it still worked. Honestly, I would guess a lot of chargers in competitive would run, you know, run speed up. And swim speed up. You know, ways to keep them maneuverable. Given even playing Turf War, a sniper with a lot of... Especially when it comes to an E-leader. An E-leader with a lot of main power-up, I do not fear at all. An E-leader that can move, that is something to fear, if they can aim. Most snipers can't aim to begin with, so it's not really much to worry about there. I'd argue their worst mode is anything other than Clam Blitz and Rainmaker, but just given the prevalence of Ninja Squid. The pillar in the center of the tower would like to have a word with you then. There, Curbs. Someone who knows how that pillar works will dodge a sniper's shots. Especially if it's just one person on the tower. You can always position yourself behind the pillar. That takes the sniper moving, and thus making it very obvious where they're going. I mean, yeah, their team can be a problem, but usually a lot of times if you're on a tower, you're not after fighting people anyway, so you may as well put yourself in a position for best survival. Ow. I mean, all I can run off of is anecdotal evidence, but I have never had an issue with Sniper in... like, with dealing with enemy snipers in tower control. Ever. I'll admit, I've not made it to X yet. I'm still S plus 8. I mean, sure, they have Stingray. But if you're after a Stingray, there are many weapons that get it much more often. And would thus be better options to run, if you're just looking for the Stingray. I'd argue Stingray isn't good in general, but that's me. Even as far as sniping weapons goes, if I'm using, say, a regular charger, I'd much rather the Fire Fin or the Kensa. Depending on the game mode. Especially if it's something like Splat Zones. The number of people playing Stingray snipers there is saddening. Hopefully some space will open up soon. Okay, it looks like space opened up. I mean, Stingray is good for one thing, outside of tower control. And that's killing lagging players. Otherwise, it's just kind of a waste. I mean, it's a bit of area control, but... Ow. Why do I always jump to the left? If I had jumped to the right, I would have been safe. Well, I know why I always jump to the left. I'm left-handed. Yeah, but you wanna know what else can do those exact same things, Curb? This. Maybe not for as long, but it has a much higher chance of being more useful. And before that, Tentamissiles can do the exact same thing. They can very easily force someone out of their position. Ow. I saw someone get splatted and thought it was the brush. To be fair, Stingray's much the same. And if the enemy team is kinda clustered, I'd argue Tentamissiles are probably better than a Stingray in that case. Ow. Lol, yes. The Stingray's beam is easy to kill each other with the Tentamissiles aiming for them. Hell, I've killed you with Tentamissiles before. Fuck it. It's about the same percentage Stingray works. At least in my own experience. You just wanted to go for a swim, Cotton. It's perfectly understandable for those who like to swim. Ooh, alright, Joy-Con just disconnected and reconnected. Only if the enemy team really doesn't have any way to avoid it. I mean, there are many cases where it is just easily avoidable. It doesn't help that base swim speed is faster than a Stingray can turn. So unless they're already basically in enemy ink, they're going to get away. I mean, I'll give, it's more useful than ink armor, but I'd more rather a special reliably do something. Even if that's just paint the ground. Yeah, the bubbles are pretty cool. I really liked Splashdown before it got nerfed a lot. And I still like it now. It's not as good of a panic button anymore, though, and that makes me sad. They always do something. You literally cannot deny that. They always do something. That makes them reliable. You can rely on them to, at the very least, paint the ground. Well, then prove to me they don't always paint the ground. You now have to do that. And a whiffed Stingray does something? At all? Like, I feel you're completely missing my point. Like... Sure, whiffed Tentamissiles might not get a kill. A whiffed Stingray has left you stationary for the duration of the Stingray and not gotten a kill. Good job. Like... Ow. Well, if you can find me a person that can make the claim and back it up that every single time they use a stingray, they get a kill, I might see your point. But the simple fact is, you can't find someone like that. Because they don't exist. Hello, cute child. Alright, Rand. Yeah, this room does seem pretty set in its players. Ow. I should really stop trying to go that way. Ow. Honestly, I'd say Stingray is not useful anywhere other than tower control. it is definitely the game mode it shines in, if nothing else. But even then, it's still just kind of meh, in my opinion. I think I might be lagging. Hello, Agent Wumi MX. I've been playing so much EDF lately, I was about to ask you if that means you charge on your own. For those who don't know, MX weapons in EDF, Earth Defense Force, are a type of weapon for the wing diver that have their own battery pack and do not use the wing diver's battery pack to charge, making them very nice. I've legit not seen it used much on either of those maps of Mackerel or Piranha Pit. To much good effect, anyway. I mean, I can only work off of anecdotal evidence, which is really all the same you can work off of as well. Because, quite simply, Nintendo does not give us the metrics to actually figure this stuff out. Yes, really, because you can't know how effective everything is without seeing all of the data for all the game modes. From all the games. Because Stingray might look really good, or work out rather well, when the enemy teams really don't know how to deal with it. Or understand that you can more often than not jump over it. And quite simply, I'd say if Stingray was as, you know, nearly godlike as you make it sound, Nintendo would have nerfed it by now. It's the same as if dualies were actually broken. They would have nerfed them by now. I just mostly joke that dualies need a nerf. I still would like to see it happen because, you know, one nerf I've proposed happened. It's okay, Cotton. Most I've seen is they've made a few weapons that have it as special need a few more points to get it. That's not nerfing it. And to be fair, they've also nerfed Tentamissiles in most of the updates. And they've also nerfed Baller in a lot of the updates, and Splashdown, and... They nerf all the specials all the time, and they give them little nudges of buffs, and then nerf them again, and then nudge a buff, and nerf it again. It's how Nintendo rolls. And also, the most recent patch that you're bringing up for it getting nerfed technically isn't the most recent patch, because that didn't have any patch notes we can actually tell what they were. But literally all it is silhouettes of players highlighted by the effects such as thermal ink will now disappear once the targeting of Stingray. Well, once you start firing your Stingray. That's not really a nerf. Let's be honest. That's just them going, oh wait, that probably wasn't meant to work like that in the first place. Now it doesn't work like that anymore. Ow. But as far as I could find, for 4.6.1, which is the most recent patch, all it was setting things up for a future update. That's all it was. And yeah, this is pretty normal to just kind of stop using a weapon you used to main there, Cotton. I mean, I used to main the Splat Pro a lot. I don't really use it much anymore. Ow. To be fair, two of those nerfs were more just them messing with things that really shouldn't have been things you could do in the first place. Like removing the ability to use it from within the spawn point. Yeah, you shouldn't have been able to do that in the first place. It makes sense that would be a change. And alright, Rand, have a good night. Alright, Ryan, also have a good night. If I remember correctly, the, I think it was from 4.3, with the decreased damage to Ink Armor, Baller, and such. That was just general buffing to Ink Armor and Baller. From reading through, the duration decreases have been so minuscule. Just about everything breaks Ink Armor in one hit. Like I said, that to me seems like it wasn't with that entire patch note. It was more a thing of they were attempting to buff Ink Armor and Baller, and other things just took a hit because they were trying to make Ink Armor and Baller more usable. My eye is itchy, but I cannot currently stop to scratch it. There we go. Yeah, but most things that don't deal 30 damage also hit so fast that they may as well have broken it in one hit. Unless it's an undercover. In which case, yeah, undercover without a meat shot does have problems breaking Ink Armor. But they also have their own directional Ink Armor, so really it doesn't matter that much. So I've never seen Tetras doing that. In any mode I've been in. Be that X, S+, Splatfest. You rarely see Tetras, and when they do, they're either running a, you know, just kind of generic running kit. Dude, I'm X in Rainmaker and Splat Zones. I have not seen anyone running that in both of those. Ever. I've seen one person run main power-up on Tetras, and when I questioned why they were doing it, both Ryan, who plays competitive, and Rand, who knows the competitive scene, were both equally as baffled as I was. If I remember right, it was something like 1 main, 3 subs. Or 4 subs, something like that. No, they were baffled because they didn't see the point of running main power-up in the first place. I couldn't be bothered to stalk the guy. And I'll ask you the same thing. What makes you credible? If to have to prove Ryan's credibility, prove your own. Because quite simply, and this may sound incredibly rude, but sir, I believe your ego is much larger than your skill. You will quite often claim your team is bad when you are one of the worst on the team. You quite often can't back up your talk, unless you're using literally some of the most broken weapons currently in the game. In which case, even if I was using it, I could do equally as well, and I will fully admit I am not good at this game. You have done nothing since joining in the stream to prove you are actually as good as you make yourself sound. If it wasn't overpowered, the majority of people would not be using it in ranked. Oh, so now that argument works. Okay, I see how that is. So I guess Stingray isn't very powerful, people just don't know how to fight it. I guess you just know how to fight Tentamissiles as well. That's why they don't do anything, you know, when they're fired at you. Except the times they have. I'm not. I think that's what you've been doing, good sir. Yes, I brought that up after you said they never do anything. I disproved your statement using anecdotal evidence, much like you've been doing. Anecdotal evidence from either of us doesn't mean anything. Hello, Minecraft gamers. Yeah, I kind of want to get into trying to use the Nautilus. There, Cotton. I just like the heavy too much. Yeah, I've watched competitive players go a few times. I've watched a few of the times Nintendo has posted their tournaments. I have also seen and had matches against Crown players. Usually in placement games, but it has happened. You said my placement games are always at the beginning of the month. Due to how I do up the streams, I've still not gotten back through my placement games for Rainmaker yet. And we're nearly halfway through the month now. Ow. You just implied that? Top 500 at early parts of the month means nothing? Would that not be implying that my meeting of, crowns was meaning nothing? Because of it happening in placement games a few times. 2 times it has happened, it was in standard splat zones after I had already made my placement. Yeah, I quite enjoy Triggerfish. It is a nice map. Imagine that would happen there, Curbs, if you went through your placements within the first few hours of the rotation. Or more the first rotation of, after it swapped. That there would be a fairly high chance of that. I also imagine very few people probably actually play through at that point. But by the second, yeah, probably most people are already back to their place. Especially when it comes to the best players, because you know they're gonna want to take their place back as soon as possible. They're not gonna want someone else to have that. Unless they are the type of player that just likes to seal club, in which case they, you know, they deserve to not have their spot. But that's me. That's my opinion, I should say. Thing, and I'd also imagine the players like that are probably just playing League anyway, because that's the easiest place to seal club. Because you can, you know, where it doesn't affect anything else, you can just let your rank die. Maps have been out, modes have been updated. Let me guess, Clan Blitz. Yep. That always happens. One of the two rotations I'm playing will be Clan Blitz. But I think I will end the stream off here, because it's a decent place to end it. So with that, I would like to remind everyone I do have a Discord, should you wish to join it. It is linked in the description on YouTube and in the info on Twitch. For those on Twitch, I have a YouTube. It has videos. I hope to get back to making them soon. Not sure how soon, but soon-ish. Yeah, with that, thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a day stream, which means Tulip. If I don't, I might still do Tulip in the night. I don't know. See you tomorrow.